Hey everybody, this is Troy Alexander, Inspiration. With Troy Alexander, we are excited tonight to be back one more time. I got thumbs up from the producer. Listen, y'all, we are excited tonight for an amazing guest that we have. But listen, you know my motto, dream, take that step and walk with purpose into your destiny. Tonight, I'm excited. This show every week is about encouraging you to never give up on your dream, to hold on to what you believe and know that you are destined for. I'm telling you right now, but listen, y'all, stay connected with us on Facebook, Troy Alexander. We on Instagram at Pick by Design. I love taking pictures at Pick by Design. We're on YouTube at Inspiration with Troy Alexander, our nonprofit, www.calledtoinspire.org. Calledtoinspire.org. Stay connected with us. But tonight, I got one announcement. We are getting ready for our second virtual talent showcase on Friday, June 18th. We are raising money that month to help support those who do care packages for the homeless. Make sure if you have a talent, if you sing, dance, do poetry, you're an actor, whatever talent you have and want to be a part of this amazing virtual talent showcase on Friday, June 18th at 8 p.m., let me know. Email me, DM me, or email me at iaminspiredtroy@gmail.com. iaminspiredtroy@gmail.com. Every month that we can, as much as we can, we are going to raise money for nonprofits who are making a difference in the life of others. So tonight, I am so honored. We have a phenomenal guest, a phenomenal woman, a phenomenal person, and I am honored that she is on our broadcast tonight. Listen, she is the reigning Mrs. All-Star United States 2020. She is on the board of directors for the Bridge of Children, an orphanage for girls. Her titles include Miss Pennsylvania All-Star United States 2020, Mrs. Oh my good, hey, International 2015, Mrs. Pennsylvania America 2013, and more. Featured on The Chew, Married at First Sight, Dr. Oz, my goodness, and many more news outlets. Listen, she is a philanthropist, a healthcare professional. She has a master's degree in business administration. She has French, and she is a French and Creole interpreter, linguist, and also a former white-collar crime investigator. I don't know what Miss Andrea Graham doesn't do, but let's welcome Miss Andrea Graham tonight. Thank you so much for being on our broadcast tonight. How are you this evening?
I am excellent. Thank you for asking, and it's an honor to be here, Troy. I am so excited. Whew, I cannot wait to share with everyone, and I'm so happy to be on your show. Thank you for inspiring me.
Absolutely. Well, listen, again, the privileges are the honor is ours, and I'm just so inspired by you. Listen, all the titles, but just listen, if you know Andrea Graham, she has the most beautiful personality. Her heart is amazing. And tonight I'm excited to share her with you, with the world. Listen, I got to ask you, what do you think has been your greatest influence in your life that has made you the amazing person that you are today?
Well, I have to tell you, being born in Haiti, right, and having my mom, well, her father had passed away when she was a baby. And my grandfather passed away when he was 37 years old. And he had lots of different things, yard work, like gardens and so forth. And at a very young age, she has to stop and help my grandmother to raise her siblings. And how she's always telling us the stories on how she actually make sure that her siblings can become from judges, mayors, and so forth in the town. She's always putting people first. And growing up, I see my house, the house that I lived in, was always the open door. Someone has an issue, they came to my house. My mom will have the door, they can stay as long as they want. And so she always inspired me to actually making a difference in someone's life, whether it's a family, a stranger, excuse me, it could be anyone, which brings me to why I even have my platform. I remember walking the street and at a very, very young age, and there was this little girl begging, didn't have no home. And I couldn't understand why this little girl didn't have somebody to help her. And she didn't have no mom, no father. And I didn't understand what does it mean to be an orphan? Because when you're so young, you don't know what is an orphan. And I said, Mom, how come I have one and she doesn't? She doesn't have to be in there. And I said, Mom, can she come and live with us? And my mom spoke to the little girl. We took her with us.
Wow.
And my love for children, especially for girls, started because of how my mom always have a open heart, open home. So it influenced me. So that's my most influential woman. God bless her soul.
And do you recall what age you might have been around that
I
time?
was probably 7 years old.
So you're telling me at around 7 years old, you're seeing another child that
Yeah.
that doesn't have a home, doesn't have a and your
Begging on the
first,
street.
right? Wow. And your thought is, Mom, can we bring her into our home?
Yes.
Wow.
Mhm.
Wow, that's beautiful. That's so amazing that you wanted to give so much at that age. Oh my
Yes.
goodness. And do you remember how long she lived with you?
Oh, she lived with us till like high school.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, yes. Uh-huh.
Amazing. Amazing.
Yes, it
Well,
is.
I again talking about the bridge of children and your
Mhm.
support of young girls who are orphans. And so I want to ask you, what do you hope that they can see in you? Because to me you're such a light. But what do you hope those young girls can see in you?
Well, first I have to give you a scenario. Most of these girls do not have the necessity, because if we do not provide a home for them, and
Yes.
Haiti, they can turn to prostitute. They can,
Wow.
or not, there's still slavery in Haiti where people have these kids live in your house where they do chores in exchange for them to stay in the home, which is some type of slavery in a way.
Right.
And others use them for different reason, for different pleasure or whatever. And all their life can turn into the streets and do different things. So we do provide a home for these kids where we provide them with healthcare, schooling,
Awesome.
food, shelter, and so forth. The one thing that I want these girls to realize, I want them to know, just because you don't have a mommy and daddy, you can be anything that you want to accomplish.
Yes.
And
Yes.
God has touching us to make a difference in their life, and they are gonna make it. All they have to do is believe in themselves and keep going. And I always tell them, I am no different than them. And I came from a country such as Haiti, and to be able to give an opportunity to live up here and to make something of myself. And it's my duty to make sure that I can make a difference, not only to children in Haiti, but also in the US and abroad.
Wow, that is so amazing. And listen, I want to applaud you because that is so wonderful. And those young girls are so blessed because you cared enough. And I
Yeah.
love that about your platform and what you're doing. And of course, is there a way that we can help? Like, is there a way to donate or a way to learn more about what you're doing?
Oh, absolutely. First and foremost, I have to say it would not be possible with just my help. There's a lot of people. I'm been very lucky, or blessed, I should say, that I have very close friends who have been part of my life, and people that have met and going to different venues and different meetings and so forth. Just like you just say, is there a way I can help? These are the ways that I'm able to help. And I have to say, before I even give all the information, I have to give a big shout out to Rita Ann Schmidt, that actually donated and helped in partnership with her brother and this other organization. We have 200 sneakers that has been donated to Haiti, and they are brand new and so forth. So I want to give a shout out. And also my very best friend, former All-Star United States, who have donated plenty of stuff from her daughters to her. And I'm just very grateful. And there are so many, many more. And all is possible because of pageantry. That's how I'm mean them. But to learn more about the Bridge of Children, you can actually go to thebridgeofchildren.org to learn more, or you can just Facebook me. There's also an Instagram page You can, any question that you want to ask, just reach out to me and I will connect you. And one of the things I always try to do is, right now things are not really that great in Haiti because it's unstable. Anyone that donates and would like to see, because sometimes you donate, you want to see where your money is going. We invite these people to come and visit the orphanage, spend time with these girls because they love it. They love to see that other people cares.
I love that. I love that. That is truly amazing and wonderful. You are changing lives. You are
Thank you.
actually changing lives and giving hope. And I love that. And that's your platform.
Yeah,
That's
Love Fosters Hope is my official platform. It's my official platform. And the reason I picked it, many people think they have to use money to make a difference. But
wow.
the reality of it is you do not need, yeah, money does help, but you do not need it to make a difference, because a kid just wants a hug. A kid want to feel that someone care for them, someone that actually will take the time and say that they do matters. And that's what it's really all about. Because I have other organization that's within Philadelphia, all over. All these kids have one thing in common. They need love. And with love, we can accomplish so much. So that's why I said, love fosters hope, because you are instilling hope in these children.
You are, and we applaud you and everybody that has supported this wonderful platform and that will continue to support, and new ones that will support because of this broadcast. So we're excited for all that you're doing there. And listen, you talked about pageantry and your platform. When did you start pageantry? I mean, were you well, yeah, when did you start? 'Cause I don't want to get into age, but when did you start?
Well, I started pageantry. I was probably 13 or 14 years old when I did my very first pageant. And I did not have a great experience. So I did not want to do pageants ever. So I said, never, never, ever again. And not only that, I did not like the pressure of being on stage and they asked me a question. I did well, but unfortunately things happen. It did not go through. So I'm not going to go too much into that part.
Right.
Years has passed. I had started doing more modeling instead of pageantry. In 2009, a sister of mine had like a sweet 16 and invited Evelyn McLeod to the sweet 16, which at the point was the reigning title holder. And when I first met her, and she was a guest of honor. And I really didn't realize I didn't know there was a pageant for married women. And after sitting down, she says, oh, and my sister had introduced me to her and I wanted to learn more. So she was telling me, oh, you definitely should do pageants. We have this one pageant that you should actually pursue. And I said, nah, I am married, I have kids. There's no way I'm actually going to do that. That's not for me. But then there was another part of me that had me curious. So I Googled and I saw there was like a seminar, and I actually reached out to the organization and I actually participated in the seminar, not, being as a guest. And I went in, listened to it, and I said, you know what? I think I'm gonna go for it. So I entered, and you couldn't tell me anything. I thought I got this down to the T. I'm gonna kill it. And honey, oh, I got it.
Wow.
And guess what? I did not place.
Wow.
But I felt like I was a winner. And that's how I was introduced to Salon Booth, who
Yes.
is a former Mrs. All-Star.
Yes.
And if you see different videos and pictures, you will think that I won because I hugged that girl. She's like my very best friend.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
So wait. So are you telling me from an experience, a negative experience as a teenager,
Mm-hmm.
you did not compete in pageantry from that age until you were married with kids.
Yes, at the time I had 4 children.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you're telling me at this point now, you're married, you have 4 children, and then you're
Yes.
thinking about going into pageantry.
Yes.
Andrea, what?
And my baby was a toddler.
Wow.
The youngest one was a toddler at the time.
Wow. Wow.
Yes.
And what's so amazing is, I mean, I'm looking at, do you know how many titles you have?
I try not to do too many pageants.
Okay.
I don't really put too many numbers to it, but let's just say I'm satisfied. It's just enough, but I reached my limit with my national title. I reached my Mrs. All-Star is the utmost, and I'm done. That is the final straw.
I don't know if I believe that, Andrea. I don't know. I think something else might come along, and you might just say, you know what? Let me try this one more time. But listen, everybody. I'm telling you, from Mrs. Pennsylvania All-Star United States to Mrs. Haiti International, Mrs. Pennsylvania America. I mean, just Mrs. All-Star United States. So much you have achieved and accomplished. Being married, having 4 children, and you said one was a toddler. Mm-hmm. So I'm trying to figure out, when did you find time to balance all of this? Because, you know, I mean, just being single, I think sometimes it can be hard for someone to go in pageantry, and the time and the commitment and the training. But with 4 children, what said to you that you could do this?
I'm one of those people, once I set a goal, I will not stop until I accomplish it. I'm very determined. And one of the things I think with pageantry, especially if you're contemplating and doing a married pageant, you definitely have to have the support of your husband. Because if you have your husband's support, things are a lot easier, because in areas that you need to focus, if it is like preparing for the pageant and so forth, your spouse can actually focus on the children. And actually, it's a team effort, because if you have the two, everything will go smooth. And if it's something that you really want, it's no longer a challenge. It's no longer work. You just do it just because. And that's what I end up doing. I just keep on going. And fortunately for me, I have a husband. Once we said we're gonna go for it, it's like, okay, honey, we're not gonna stop. And
wow.
Like, because he is actually a former Philly PD sergeant, instructor, and so forth. So he's very regimented, and also he's a veteran. So of course, that background by itself, it's like, we do not stop. We keep going and going and going. And I have to say, in pageantry, even when I did that very first one, and I did not place, that did not stop me. It actually encouraged me, because it said, okay, if I did it, what should I do to actually get to the next level? And one thing that many women don't realize, contestants, if you have competed and you chose to actually, you want to improve, granted, there's only one crown. So not everyone can actually win it. So the best thing you can do, if that wasn't meant for you, first of all, you have to think maybe God have other things for you. That's number one.
Right.
Yes. And number two, take the time, reach out to your national director or state director, even when they said they don't give out scores, but at least reach out to them and then say, hey, I would like to get your feedback. I would like to improve. What can I do to actually get myself better? And then with little steps, because I can see, if you go back and seeing the video of how I started and see me now, it's a total difference. And I did not just went from not winning to winning overnight. I went in, then next time I went around, I was third runner up. Then I went back again, I was second runner up. And then I realized maybe I need to try a different pageant system. And I went, and then my luck have changed. Every time I competed, I end up secure the crown. But at the same time, one thing people don't realize, beside asking for feedback, they felt the need that if I enter a pageant, I have the most expensive dress, I have the best coach. Some of them feel that they have to have several coaches, and
Right.
a coach find out their background. Do they just, are they a lifestyle coach? Are they pageant coach? And if they're calling themselves pageant coach, what qualification make them a pageant coach? Because there's a lot of things. People do pageantry and you go at large, not that you actually did the work and you were crowned on stage because of the skills, the interviews, the walk and everything else. There are so many people out there. If you need somebody for interview, like me, I knew interview was my weakness. So I worked hard at it. And the main reason I thought it was a weakness is because English is not my first language, nor my second language. So I work extremely hard, you know.
Well, let me just reiterate that, because I'm not sure if everybody heard that. English is not your first language, nor your second language.
Correct.
And so I'm sitting there saying, I mean, most people were like, did I hear what she really just said? Yes. I mean, so was that a challenge for you in terms of you being where you are? Was language ever something that you really had to work super hard on to reach certain plateaus in life?
Absolutely. Absolutely. From a personal, professional, and also in pageantry. Professionally, being a foreigner, you always got to make sure. A lot of time I start thinking not in English. It goes into a different mode, and you can't really translate words to words, and you have to make it more sense and so forth. In pageantry, it's a different ways of doing things, because some people, they sometimes select judges that not very diverse. So automatically they look at someone's accent being a flaw, or not being educated, or not really well known. So I had an incident where I had, and I always share it, and a lot of time that story usually inspired and motivate others to continue to go after their dream. There was a time I have competed in this particular pageant, and there were 5 judges. All 4 judges give me great score, high score. And this one particular judges, and if you're out there, I hope you see me now. This one particular judge has put 0 score. So pretty much a 0. And at the end, I end up being first runner up at this, one of the top 3 pageant. But then when the director was going over the score, and she told me this one judge, you know, going in and not really paying attention, she was like, oh, this person, why didn't I give you a score? And then the explanation was, your accent, I could not understand a word that she said. And to me, I said, well, I dressed up, I came in, I walked in, and I did say hello. That alone should give me at least 1 point. Point. So I did not get it. So that was really discouraging, and I was extremely hurt. And I have said I will never do pageant ever again. But part of it was being first runner up, you get a free entry. And my very good friend Salon convinced me and said, what do you have to lose? It's obvious that it's actually bothering you. So you should definitely go and do it. And my husband was also pushing me, say, hey, you need to go back and do it. And knowing that I was going in, I had to really get myself prepared, because when you know, yes, you do have an accent. B, I'm not trying to change who I am. C, I have an excellent job that people hired me to work with leaders in corporate America. But then here it is, I'm doing extremely well in my professional life, but in pageantry, this one particular individual my accent was too, was not understandable or could not really get it. But I decided if I'm gonna do it, I have to make sure that I am the best. I was determined. I make sure I surrounded myself with people who have done extremely well in pageant, the sisterhood, and actually going back and speaking, do a lot of interviews and different things with pageants, and also being myself, my true self. And I went that following year. I not only won best in evening, best in swimsuit, I also won best in interview. And let me tell you this, that night, if they had said I was not the winner, having the best interview was the biggest award that I could have, because in my heart, I'm like, I won.
Right.
Painted on stage, just that good. I was like, I won the interview. Oh my God. That was so excited. And the point I make is, just because someone has an opinion, does not mean that you do not have it. It's obvious. I was too hurt to see that it was four judges really see me for who I am. But that one person, I didn't hear none of the other stuff. I only hear the negative part, and that actually crippled me. But it took a lot for me to push back, but I was determined to say, hey, I can do this, and I'm gonna prove not only to him, but to myself that I can actually do it. So what I'm trying to make is, regardless of what's going on in your life, pageantry or work, that job that you're actually going for, and you keep sending your resume and they keep denying you, you keep sending it and they keep denying you, don't give up. Because one day, one company with the least, that don't even think that's gonna happen, go open the door and you'll be sitting there with the job of your dream.
Listen, y'all, I'm telling you right now, this is why she is so amazing, phenomenal. I mean, I'm telling you, Miss Andrea Grant, she is, listen, don't give up. And I love the fact that you did not let it, listen, and as you said, it wasn't easy.
No.
It wasn't easy getting through that, right? For one judge to value and say, you know what, yeah, I couldn't understand I mean, that could have stopped you completely. And never, we would have never been here today, possibly, right? Right. And so imagine all those doors that you would not have walked through if you did not say, you know what, I'm going to take that step again. I'm not going to let one judge, one person, their opinion define who I am. And I love that about you. It's what you just said has inspired so many, because so many have not come back from that, right?
Yes.
So many have been so hurt. They could not recover. But I'm so glad that you are an example of recovery, of hope. And so thank you so much. And not only that, everybody, she didn't just win and go back again and win, but she decided to become a state pageant director. Listen, I didn't even know that, right? We have our pre-production conversation, right? Because she called me, and I'm like, what? So how did you become a state pageant director?
Well, after I have competed in 2015, the last pageant that I have won, then I realized, I sat down, I said, okay, this is it. I have done the state, I have done the national, and I have done the international. So right now, I'm not gonna be competing no more. I would like to make a difference in other people's lives. And I had decided to, the way I'm gonna go and do so is to, instead of competing, why don't I be part of it? And actually giving other ladies a chance based on my own personal experience, what I did like and what I didn't like in pageantry during the time that I have competed. And I had shared the idea with my husband and he was on board with everything. And then I spoke to my best friend, Salon, and she said, okay, I'm here, whatever you would like. So together, we actually produce for like since 2017 to, I would say 2020. That's when we held off. I'm sorry. That's when I resigned from being a director. And the reason I did it, a lot of times you go in the pageant, you do not have a director that tells you like, hey, you know, for swimsuit, you should not be wearing this shoes with this swimsuit, or your hair, or whatever the case, or giving you guidance on exactly how it should be. They just let you go out there, do whatever. And a lot of time it's not about changing a person or whatever the case may be. It's just like if you know someone's gonna go take a test and they never take a test before, you're gonna tell them, hey, if you're gonna take a test, you're gonna need a number 2 pencil. You need to make sure you know the materials, so that way it can prepare you to actually go. So that was what I was doing. I said, I'm gonna actually do this where I can actually make myself available, because there are times you enter a pageant, directors are not available for you to provide you with the tools or things that are needed to be successful. So that's how this pageant started. And also, one of the goals that I had was not everyone have the opportunity to go to national. So I wanted each contestant to feel when you do the pageant, you get a little taste of what national is. I had invested my husband family to actually, so we can produce a 5-star pageant, and we also provide meals for the ladies. We actually see what they have done in the past and give them awards. And I also make it where I actually find phenomenal women and men who are making a difference in their community, that we actually award them for their work. And because of it, I have like the mayor of Camden, who had given me, acknowledged me on stage and gave me the, oh gosh, I'm blowing blank, what do you call?
That's all right.
State, oh my God.
I'm surprised they didn't give you the key to the city, but.
It's pretty much kind of like that. Right. But they went on stage with the mayor, and
Yes.
And I had like a mayor that was judges for me, mayor of Lawrenceville, played part of it and gave me different acknowledgement and but these are the things I was doing. And this is why after I stopped being, I decided to not really, I still wanted to do the difference, but then when you are losing tons of dollars, and I'm talking over $15,000 to $20,000 in a pageant, and a lot of times being a director, it's a thankless job. That's the best way to do it. And then you're putting so much effort because it is your image, it is so much that you want to do, but at the same time, not everyone is very appreciative of all the hard work until they get into your shoe. So I did it for so long, but I'm still making myself available for those that need me. And then with that in mind, when I stopped being a director, I decided that I wanted to do Mrs. All-Star. So I had certain checkpoints that I said, okay, what am I looking for? What are my expectations? Because a lot of time people do pageantry just because. Where me, on the other hand, I said, okay, I did pageants. I also wear the directorship hat. Now, if I'm going to do this, what am I looking for? And the number one thing that I had in my head was customer service.
Wow.
How does people react to you if I'm going to reach out? And then fortunately for me, I had, and also I wanted to hear their reputation on how they do things and so forth. Fortunately for me, Salon again had competed. And of course, she was like, you have to do this pageant, definitely. Of course, she gave it a thumbs up. And I know she will never guide me and tell me something that was not true. That was number one. But that was not enough. I actually reached out to the All-Star organization and they answered right away. I am not an email, I'm not a texter, I'm more of a person, because even though you may not see the person face to face, but on the tone of the voice and things like that, you could get a feel for that person. So when I reach out to All Star United States, they actually responded right away. So right there, I was like, check. Question.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, and I said, can I call you? And I have some more questions. She was like, well, yes, can I call you on this time? And I said, yes. I said, oh, check. They actually very responsive. So, and then of course, I also looked at the rate. It was a very affordable pageant. So that was another check. And then after I have spoken to them, I have decided, okay, I hear all this and I look at what the criteria, what they were looking for and so forth. And I was, okay, everything sounds really good. I'm there, almost there. So after that, I have actually spoken to other contestants, some who were winners and some that were not winners, because that gave me an opportunity. Because if you want to know more about a pageant, you really want to speak to both parties, because if you, yes, you get the positive and the negative. So fortunately for All Star, for all what I've spoken to, they only had great things. I have to say, Tammy, did you tell all your contestants to say great things? Because it's unbelievable. We had, and I spoke to Jamie, who is Mrs. All Star 2019, and then she shared with me any question I have, she'd make herself available. And I didn't want to waste her time. I had my questions, everything was handed. And I think that's like one of the biggest mistakes that contestant or potential contestant made. They do not take the time to reach out to the current queen to get to know what is it like? How do you balance this? How do you do appearances? Whatever the case may be. Because if you do, you'll get a better idea. Like before I even went to national, I knew what to expect. I knew the simple things like what to expect backstage. So that way, when it does happen, I'm not having a shock. Oh my God, why is this a certain way? But these little details does make a difference in your success. You just prepare for not just like, oh, how do I win? What question did the judges ask you? It's not just that. It's just everybody have their own story, and you have to go and make it happen.
Andrea, listen, I'm hearing you need some kind of school, some kind of academy. I'm serious. You need to have Andrea Graham's Academy of customer service, whatever. But something you need something because everything that you're saying is about how do I engage, right? How do I present myself? How do I, go that extra mile, right? Who reaches out to the pageant director, right? Who wants to know, like, what could I do better? What could I enhance? What can I, grow into? Who reaches out, right, to the former or the current? So listen, all I'm saying is I won't be surprised if you say, Troy, listen, I'm starting my academy. I'm starting my summer program. I'm starting like, yep, I know. Because you're that amazing and you have so much to share. You have so much experience and the greatest thing you have, Andrea, is a heart. You have a heart not only for girls but for everyone, and you give your 1,000% because you want to see others win. You want to see others grow. You want to see them succeed and be the greatness that they're destined to be, and I love that. So I won't be surprised if you come back and tell me.
You know what, Troy? If you think about it, everybody wants to win, but no one wants to dedicate themselves or put in the work. And not everyone is open to hear the truth. If something is not right, the minute you tell them, they're not having an open mind, like, oh, maybe I do need to change this portion, or not totally change it, but make it work to fit your style. Make it work, for you. And a lot of times, many people that I find, they will compete in a pageant and they do not accomplish their goal, automatically they find several flaws that is wrong with the pageant instead of working within themselves. Because guess what? You can move from this pageant, go to another one, you're gonna repeat it unless you're gonna find a pageant system that's not gonna challenge you. Because if you go with one that really gonna, because some people will do a pageant and say, okay, how many people in the pageant? Oh, there's only 2, then I'm gonna do it. Oh, wait a minute. No, if you're gonna invest yourself, this is your time that you're not gonna get back. So why not make the best of it? Not everyone will have the crown, but you're gonna gain something that is way more than the crown. For me, pageantry had made me, don't be afraid to speak. Don't be afraid if somebody says something and that's part of my culture, for me to educate you that, hey, this is what it is. This is why. Because I can say so many things in so many different language, and someone can actually born in the country and they still cannot even speak their own language properly. So it's more for education, that we have to like really educate one another and see and have an open mindset, and also have an open arm to accept one another. And then if you do that, regardless what you are doing, you will be able to find, and I promise anyone that's actually watching me tonight, that you will succeed. First, ask yourself, have I reached out to my director to find out what can I improve? And if you do so, go back and do it just like I have done. Like, it didn't work for me, I didn't give up. I went back and it works for me. And sometimes it takes, I have known people that they have competed 9 times before they actually win the crown. Everything is baby steps. Just like you could be in a classroom, there's 30 students, only 1 gonna have straight A's, or maybe 2 or 3. But the reality of it, but the same lesson was actually given to all of them, but only a few. But with a little help, you'll get there. And that's all that matters. I bet with you. Let's do a survey. Let's see how many go back.
And are you writing a book?
Not yet.
Listen, you need to put all of this information, all of your, whether it's a CD, whether it's an ebook, whether it's something, but you need to put all of your gifts, all of your learnedness, all of everything that you've experienced, because your story, and listen, I'm gonna have to reach out to a couple directors, producers, because your story needs to be on a screen somewhere. I mean, it is really that amazing. I gotta ask you, because I know what I see, and I've only met you twice in person.
Yes.
I think twice. And and the first moment wasn't even really, I don't even think we really spoke. I think we saw each other in the room. Thank you, Evelyn. You know, but the second, but we just in those moments, I've seen so much in you. Oh. And so I can only imagine what your children can, I mean, to be around you as often. What do you hope that your children glean or take from you that they could apply to their life?
Well, I know right now, my children know I'm a fighter. I keep on fighting. I'm gonna go for what's mine, and nothing gonna stop me. You know, I was one of those kids that, and I told them all the time, like when I was in school, having the culture shock being in America, and in Haiti, we have to memorize things. And when I came up here, guess what? It was English, but I was memorizing every single thing that you can find. So lucky for me, in Haiti, the way they was given a test, it was like an oral exam. So they will tell you, okay, we recite chapter this or whatever, and we'll just recite it. So everything was just cramped up. So coming to US, I will be memorize everything. So not necessarily that I didn't understand, but because I memorized everything, and they give me multiple choice. I said, who invented multiple choice is a blessing in the sky? Because I would start looking at myself and I start reciting. I said, oh, wait a minute, this is it. And I will ace, I will ace my test. And no one
Wow.
can understand how you are non-English can actually,
Wow.
but that's
Oh my
what
goodness.
I was doing. Not that I comprehend everything,
Right.
but it was the fact that I was able to memorize it. And of course, math, it's the same regardless of what language. 1 + 1 is always equal to. So these things are, so that pretty much instilled in me. And of course, being an immigrant, my parents always tell me like education, there's no if about it. You have to pursue your education because in Haiti, it's not free. You have to pay for it. So to be in America, that you can actually get free education, at least till you're in 12th grade. And if you decide to go to college, they offer you so many things like student loans. Yeah, you may never repay it back.
I know
However,
about those.
yeah, but they do have the loans available for you to pursue whatever dreams, whatever your heart desire. Where in Haiti, some people, if you don't have the cash, just like medical, they cannot afford to do it. So why not take advantage to it? But to answer your question, my kids knows that I am a fighter and I am very determined. And once I put my heart in anything, it's going to happen. And they know we are not quitters. We are not quitters. We are going to go for it until it is done.
Well, I want to give a shout out. That's phenomenal, and I love that about you. Again, fighter. I mean, who says I'm a fighter? That I hope my kids. That's powerful. It's powerful to be a fighter and to never give up and to keep pursuing your dream. I love that. I love that, Andrea. And so, listen, you. Well, first of all, I got to give a shout out to your husband because I know we've been talking about him enough. So a shout out to your husband because again, I mean, it's wonderful to have somebody there to support you and
Yes.
again, the kids and the family. So a shout out to your husband and a shout out to that judge that gave you a 0 because I'm telling you, I want to give a because thank you to the judge because he put something in you
Yes.
that has been a blessing to all of us that has been able to touch you, to connect with you. And so thank you to that judge. I don't want, not gonna call it him or her name out, but thank you to the judge that gave you the 0 because you have given hope and life to so many. So thank you for doing that because you sparked a light in this amazing young woman.
Yes,
I
absolutely.
gotta ask you've been on The Chew, Married at First Sight, Dr. I mean, a number of shows. First of all, is television something that you want to go into at some point?
Actually, I don't think so. But for some reason, always happened to fall on my lap. I had my very first TV debut in high school, where I was talking about what's it called? The challenges that children are facing in high school.
Yes.
So it was with Channel 13 in New York, in Brooklyn, New York. For those that know, remember Samuel in high school. And I actually was selected to actually go to different high school and speak. Every Saturday morning, I would speak to different students to talk about the challenge that was going in school. How can we make a difference? Because many children was being bullied, whether just for different reasons, being overweight or other things that was happening. And mainly sometimes it will have to do with the fact that you're a foreigner. Because I'm not sure exactly how it is in New Jersey or others, but in New York, there was a big conflict when you are growing up and you don't speak a language, and there were gangs and all different things, and people are picking on you for different reasons, and you're not able to express having that someone there for you, especially if you have parents who do not speak English. So you don't have somebody that can fight, that can actually be there, be your advocate, and really express exactly how you were feeling. So I had that opportunity. It was great, and I enjoyed that whole time. So that's where everything started in high school with Channel 13. But going back to your question with TV, if the opportunity come, absolutely. There are some like Married at First Sight. It was one of my favorite shows simply because I was able to do that one with my husband. And we got paid really well. So
Wow.
always a plus. And the wonderful thing about it, we were on the show to give advice and to share our stories, how long we've been married. And of course, with the show, which is still going on now, if I'm not mistaken, they have these people who actually met their potential wife or husband for the first time, and they are married, and they follow the shows and see will they stay married.
Well, listen, I can't say enough about you. I'm so in awe of you, so inspired by just your amazingness. Listen, not only that, you're a healthcare professional, master's degree in business administration. I'm trying to figure out, when did you do all of this? And you said in your bio you're a former white collar crime investigator. Now, Andrea, I mean, your bio has run the spectrum. I mean, and becoming a crime investigator, please tell me, how did that become part of your career?
Well, Troy, before we go, I have to tell you, I have the other one. I know I said Married first with First Sight, but I have to tell you with the chew.
Okay.
Let me tell you, I'm a good cook.
Oh, okay.
Yes, yes, we got to put that in the, because all this happened from someone tasting my pumpkin pie and the show, and I end up making it right on the chew. So, you know, you never know where opportunity is going to come. So that was a really, really great one.
Now, listen, before we go to the crime investigation, now, are you taking the orders?
Come, you have to enjoy it. I actually will. You have to do it, and let's discuss.
Okay. Listen, I didn't know. Listen, I didn't know if one day you were taking the orders, you know, and you know, but okay, all right. So you're gonna start your culinary business. I got it. Listen, I got it.
Yes. Back to your question. I guess you asked me about being a fraud investigator. I'm so sorry.
A crime investigator. Yes. How did that become a part of your journey?
Well, again, that's a position that I did not go to school for. I went for one job interview for one particular title. Okay. And when the hiring manager reviewed my resume, and he said, you know what? Wait, you did all this? And because one of the positions that I have held, I went in as a junior accountant. But the job position I was doing, I was actually doing accounting work and doing also, I was doing so many different things, and realized I don't have a CPA, and I was able to do those financial statements and all these different things. And it requires so much in working with Deloitte and Touche and all these different auditing and all different things I have done. This is what, if you can do this, I have faith, I have another position that I can challenge you. Would you be interested? So I was not going for that particular job. I went in for something similar, but not quite, because I know I didn't have the experience. And he said, would you be up for the challenge? I was like, And of course, at an interview, who does that? You supposed to like, yes. But I was like, well, and he says, well, how about you go and you think about it and you call me. So the next day I called him, I said, I am ready for the challenge. And it was, I think sometimes God works in mysterious ways.
Yes.
And I was given so many books, and all I did for first couple of weeks it was a lot of reading. It was a lot of reading, a lot of research, and he took the time and he trained me. And from there, I was so happy that he had trusted me
Yes.
to actually do it. It was with a financial industry that he trusted me, that I was able to stop money laundering from happening. And of course, we do know with the 9/11 and so much thing, the Patriot Act and so forth, that role was very specific, because if you don't take it very you don't take it very serious and not be very detail oriented, people will use money to laundering and for people to do terrorist act. And it was my job. And one of the things that I'm always said, I'm very proud of one of my accomplishments. We had someone who opened an account. And back then, of course, so many laws have changed since then, that the financial advisors will invite rich, when they want to open an account, take them to tea, like have a golf outing and so forth, and pay for so much so that way they can secure that account. This one particular lady, she actually opened an account as a gift for her husband, but she made the mistake of opening the account under the husband's real name. And by the time she used that real name, I was able to actually, it triggers. And by the time I investigated, this particular person was actually on the FBI wanted list.
Wow.
So I had to do my investigations and get it narrowed down, and then working with different upper level security. And by now he probably out of jail, but that person was off the street and it was like a multi-million dollar person. Very
so now I know what it is. Listen, somebody gonna watch this and say, you know what? I'm gonna have you to have your own show, your own crime investigation show. I'm telling you right now. Listen, I'm not gonna be what. Listen, I'm telling you.
It doesn't help that my husband is like police, not
yes,
security. So it's kind of like, oh, okay, we have our own show right there.
Listen, Sandra Bullock is not gonna have nothing on you. Listen,
nothing.
She did Miss Continue out. Listen, she ain't gonna have nothing on the Mrs. Andrea Graham show. I'm telling you, that movie and that show is, listen, you're gonna be the equalizer along with the 008 or 10, whatever. But wow. But not listen, I will not be surprised if somebody picks you up and says, we're gonna do a crime investigation pilot.
My goodness.
Because who would think that a mom of 4, a pageant title holder, over and over, when you began having 4 children, a master's degree in business administration, speaks multiple languages. Listen, I'm telling you, that is like I Spy altogether. So I'm just
Thank you.
So listen,
but I have to say, like, I have been blessed to work in the financial industry, to the pharmaceutical industry, doing all sorts of positions. I've held several positions where now I'm actually very happy because I'm into a nonprofit and working like in research and development and preclinical trials to see how, because I know in the pharmaceutical part, you pretty much see how the drugs it's actually for profit, and they're putting a drug out there and to get patients feel better and so forth. Where now I'm like in the patient side, people are really trying, and the place that I'm working, I get to see firsthand what it takes to actually get a drug out, the testing of it, all the pieces before the research, working with scientists. And of course, I don't have a science degree. Sometimes they're speaking language. I'm like, okay.
It doesn't matter, Andrea. You can do it.
But
wow.
But it feels good. Now I feel like every day that I'm working, I feel like I'm making a difference, because one day these drugs will get approved and it's going to improve someone's that actually suffering with cancer.
Wow. Wow. Well, thank you. Thank you for
Thank
giving
you.
of yourself. Thank you for all who you are and who you are still becoming. It's amazing. I'm so
Thank
excited
you.
for you. Do you have anything that's next on your vision board? Because whatever you decide to do, you excel at it. And so I have no doubt that you will. Are you climbing mountains? Are you going into space? Like, are you building rock? What's next for you?
Oh, wow. What's next? I have a couple of things. I actually want to write a memoir, and that's one thing that I would love to do. It's going to probably take time.
Okay.
And the other thing I actually would like to do is right now, the home that we have in Haiti, it is not ours. It's actually being like we rented. Um, I would love to be able to build a house for the girls where we no longer have to rent, that they can actually have the house for them. So that would be the goal. Um, mhm.
Awesome. Listen, I can't say enough. And whatever I can do, whether this broadcast or anything with the whatever I can do to help to support you, just call me. Just send me a message, let me know. Or we'll meet face to face because I know you like to do that. So that's fine
Yes.
too. So whatever I can do to be a support to you because you are making a difference. And we
Thank
thank you
you.
so absolutely. Listen, is there any more you want to share with us? Because listen, I told Andrea, everybody, this could be like a 2-hour special. It really could be. I mean, she is just that amazing. So, but is there more that you want to share with us about your journey thus far? Because again, our mission is really to encourage people to take that step, right? To don't give up on their dreams. But is there more you want to share with us about your journey? Because
Yes.
there's so much more that you have done and that you're doing.
Oh,
Oh my.
absolutely. But before I even, one of the things that I actually would love, one of my goal is to make sure that we can actually have more women take that leap of faith in pageantry, because pageantry is a beautiful, beautiful thing if you start in the right place. Um, and what a better way to start with the All-Star United States. And we are accepting applications. Many titles are available. You can actually go to Miss All-Star United States.com, or you can go to our Facebook page, All-Star United States, and you can reach out to me. You can inbox me. My Facebook is Andrea Graham, or you can email me at andreagraham@hotmail.com if you have any questions. I would love to see you in Savannah. It's very affordable. You will love it. It's family oriented. It's all about community service, family, and many, many more. So definitely, definitely try it. Trust me, you will come out with something in mind. You'll gain something. And the other thing I also want to, and don't forget to say I referred you, by the way.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And then the other thing is that in this day and age, no one should be left hungry. And in June 7, there is, I'm actually have to read it because I want to make sure that we get all the information together. Kusina Philly, on June 7, they are going to turn it into a soup kitchen, because there's no reason for someone to get hungry. And every Monday, they are turning it into a soup kitchen, and which will help the community, and it will make sure that everyone get fed. And if you have something that you would like to donate to them, or you want to bring food, or if you are someone out there, you don't know where your next meal gonna be coming from, please do visit them. Their address is 4612 Woodland Avenue in Philadelphia, 19143, or you can visit them at www.ku Kusina Philly.com. So it's KusinaPhilly.com. And I will send the link to Troy that can actually put it out there. And if you are in the surrounding area and you want to help, more than welcome to. Their regular hours, like from Tuesday to Friday for dinner from 5 to 9 p.m. And 6 to 8 p.m. they will be hosting the Gables Community Soup Kitchen. That would be something that'll be going on weekly. And also, we'll be celebrating the Philippines Independence Day at the Gables Sterling Guest Hotel, located at 1120 Central Avenue in Reading, PA. And that's going to be June 20th from 2 to 9. So there's a lot of things happening.
Yes.
I have to tell you, being a title holder is not waving.
Yes.
And many people do think that a lot of times, just because you don't see a queen posting things that they are doing, little that they don't know, certain positions, certain things that you do, it's not for social media. And you have to respect people's privacy. And if you are dealing with children, some of the things you cannot be posted on social media. But always keep in mind, just because you don't see it doesn't mean it's not happening. But the main important is being a title holder, it is a job, and you have to do your very best to not only work in your community, but you are actually promoting the organization. And that's why I need you to send your application.
Listen, you see why she is Mrs. All-Star United States 2020. Again, so proud of you, Andrea. So proud of you and all
Thank
that
you.
you're doing and all of who you are. Do you want to give any shout outs to anyone?
Oh, yes. I want to give a shout out first to that big man upstairs. And of course, my husband, Terrence Graham. Without him, without being married to him, I would not be competing in a married pageant. Without his support and being able to, and especially on days I have to travel or whatever the case may be, he makes sure that the house is in one piece. I never had to complain. In fact, my baby, I'm sorry I have to do this to you, but I have to, because I want to thank you. My sash, from using it so many times, it's, I don't know, can you see it?
Yes.
How clean that is.
Uh-huh.
Right? My husband, and always like, oh my, you need to have it clean. I said, baby, that means if you see it all dirty, that means I'm a working queen, because that's why I'm a working queen. If it's
right.
It has dirt.
That's right. That's right.
And then he surprised me. He had it all in wash by him and had it for me. So I want to give a big shout out. That, to me, that means a lot, that my husband time to actually hand wash. I never seen him hand wash before, but he did it. He did it for me. So that's a big shout out. And I thank him for being very supportive, for loving me and put up with everything, especially on the time when I compete and I did not make it, that he hold me and still telling me that I am still his queen, regardless what anyone thinks. So I think everyone needs that type of cheerleader in their life. That's number one. And number two, a big shout out to my bestie, Salon. Our friendship is nothing alike. We have done so many pageants together. We have competed together. There's no such, because there's room for all of us, and to have us as best friends. You don't see too many African American who are best friends, who have competed in the same pageant and really want to see each other wins. And we have made it, and we make ourselves available to help others. So I want to give a big shout out to my girl Salon. And also, one of the things that they always said, surround yourself with people with positivity that will actually bring positive to you and want to see you grow. Just because somebody is within your circle or think they are in your circle, whatever the case may be, or maybe in your circle, doesn't mean that person wants the best for you. So you have to actually see it, and actually, there's nothing wrong. Everyone has their place. You can wish them well, you can do things, but there's a place and time for them. And one thing for sure, I always surround myself with positive women that's making positive impact. And with that being said, I want to also give a shout out to my girl, Rebecca. I want to give a shout out to my girl, Shamir, Karen, and so many, many, many. And I am so grateful that we were able to have a little outing and to be featured on the billboard in New York on Broadway. So that was a big accomplishment. And I want to say I love you. I love all of you, and Rita for being very supportive. There are Karen. There are so many people. And of course, my sister queens. Not many times you can have sister queens. I have the teen and the miss. I have Maddie and I have Kentley, that they are a sweetheart. And I couldn't ask for a better sister queen. And these girls keeping me young. Because of Kentley, I learned how to use TikTok. If you see a TikTok, Kentley and my nephew
Wow.
getting up there. So you're never too old to learn a new trick. So, I'm very happy, and I can't thank enough our sponsors for All-Star United States. They are being very grateful to giving us so many gifts. And Tara and we have another sponsor as well that actually on a monthly basis provide us with gifts. I don't know any too many pageant system that does that. So Tara Floriani, to be exact. I want to make sure that everyone can see that, to have someone, when you're a title holder, to see that every month that you open your mail, you're seeing that you're getting a gift. I'm talking about from jewelry to makeup. Mary, I want to thank you as well for the cosmetics that we receive. I can't thank enough. And when we travel, we go to West Virginia, so many of the shops that actually provide so many different things. All-Star United States have the best sponsors. I can't thank enough. There's so many. And
I know.
if I did not mention your name, please don't blame my heart, blame my head. That's the word I've learned from my girlfriend, Salah. Right. So it's actually good. And then I say, I will always use it because that is so true. Don't blame my heart, because we do forget things. And I can't thank you enough, Troy, for having me on your podcast. And I'm very inspired by you, because everyone needs to be inspired by someone. And by you having me, and I'm hoping by me being here tonight, it actually inspires someone to A, go after your dream, and B, if you don't make it, it's okay. Failure is just a way of telling you to keep on trying, and just make it better. That's all it is.
Well, everyone, you heard it from the amazing, the phenomenal, the outstanding Mrs. Oh my God, Andrea Graham. Listen, I cannot thank you enough, Andrea.
Did I mention Tammy? I'm so sorry. I cannot miss my director. If I did, then you get a second shout out, Tammy.
There you go, Tammy.
I love you. You've been a great director.
Well, listen.
And you guys will not miss it.
We have to have you back at some point, because I know that your journey isn't ending. Your journey is just beginning. And I can't wait to see what's next for you. Thank you so much. Any last words of inspiration you want to give us before we go?
My last word, let me tell you, if God is giving you a second chance at life, why not get a second chance at your dream? So go get it, Tiger.
Listen, everybody, Mrs. Andrea Graham, listen, thank you so much. Listen, please, if you have the opportunity to connect with her, meet her, please. It's an honor, it's a privilege, and she is a light of hope, of inspiration. And listen, I'm telling you, she is just so amazing, more so in person than you are on video. But I'm telling you, if you have a chance, make the connection. Thank you so much, Andrea. We so appreciate you. Thank you so much for who you are. Please continue, because who you are becoming, my goodness, it's so amazing that I'm excited about what's coming next for you. Thank you so much for being on our show. Everyone, this is Inspiration with Troy Alexander. Thank you so much again for your support. You know what our motto is: dream, take that step, and walk with purpose into your destiny. Do not give up on your dream. We will be back here next Monday night. Don't miss it. I'm telling you, we have another phenomenal guest on next Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Have a great night and don't give up on your dream. Thank you, Andrea, so much. Have a great night, everybody.
Thank you.